Hello, Mike. It's Ken Parrish with Harrison Landscape. I am here at the Chuy's at 249 in Chasewood. It is Tuesday, the 20th of April, 2020. It is around noon, although I got here at around 7:30 a.m. I've been doing a lot of checking, and I walked the property with Mike, and we had some discussions about some other topics. However, dealing specifically with the one currently at hand, I wanted to go over two things with you. First, let's talk about the divot. As you can see, this, you already know this because you already walked this property. You have some significant traffic here. As you can see, I mean, just look right here. That line right there is definitely a fairly significant divot. But I wanted to show this to you specifically. That try not to get hit here. Because so many cars have passed by here, there seem to have been a few river rocks placed down before they've been driven into the ground, and the divot is deep enough to where it has actually exposed this this section here. And so my first check was to physically, obviously the divot is deep enough to have exposed this beneath the ground pipe. But I wanted to show that to you. This particular pipe is still intact, it's still attached, and as I feel down this whole section here, you can't really see it, but I feel down this entire section, even underneath, here's the dirt right here, and then there's this, idiot, almost hit me, and then I've felt along the entire pipe system, there doesn't seem to be any breaks, nor do I feel any water leaking out of it. Now, that doesn't mean that there's not a leak beneath the ground somewhere. So, that being the case, which basically leads us right back to where we were, I wanted to point out that I checked all of the zones on Chuy's current irrigation system. So for example, this bed here, as well as all of the beds that go around the entire building. But those are what I call interior beds. These here are exterior beds. Obviously, these are Chuy's responsibility as well, which brings up that same debate that we had, or not really debate, but the discussion we had before is, what exactly is Chuy's responsibility? Is it just these beds that touch their building? Or do they actually have the responsibility of cutting out here? And here's a really important point, Mike. I came out here probably a year ago when we were having this discussion, and I turned on the irrigation system inside of that utility closet that's right there next to that takeout door. I was able to turn on those systems out here, that entire line, it's on the edge of the parking lot, leading up to this sign here, this exterior bed starting here, and then going all the way around the building, all the way around. I was able to turn those on and check them. We've checked them in the past, but for some reason, I'm only showing 6 connected zones inside of that building. So I was not able to do a compression check on this particular zone that is in support, or that is being supported by that pipe right there, and whether or not there's a leak. There's obviously not a leak right now while the system is not running, but there might be a crack underneath the ground in this general section right here. I couldn't feel it on the pipe itself, or it has rained. I realize that there's freestanding water, seems to be a lot there, so it might be a pinhole leak, something really small. But all this ground right here is also very wet because we've had rain the past 2 or 3 days, over the weekend as well as yesterday, as well as this morning we had rain. Still, that seems to be way too much water for the amount of rain that we've had, especially pooling in that area. Now, let me just point this out too, that pooling here, if you think about it, if the cast of the dirt here was literally level all the way to the edge of the parking lot, then this water would not be here. It would be flowing out. In addition, if it was still on, this pool or this bowl of water would be high enough to where it would be flowing out onto this concrete right here, and it's not. So that tells me that at least while the system is off, I mean not off, but it's not running, there's no leaks. So we need to sort that out. We need to find out where the control box is for these zones, because they're definitely not being controlled by the control box that's in that utility closet right over there. Okay, that kind of concludes it. Everything else out here looks really nice, except for a few plants that seem to really struggled. Otherwise, it's actually quite beautiful. I'm talking about these right here. These kind of ligustrum type lantana that you see right here. All right, I probably don't really want to talk about that, but that kind of concludes this video. Hopefully you'll get it, and we can talk about it. I'm going to definitely get my system engineer to come out here and find out exactly what's going on, do a compression check, and we'll identify where the control center is for all of these zones. All right, take care.